Let's do this then. Let's do this. Okay. I'm really glad you're here tonight. I mean that. I'm really glad you're here. We were talking about this before I hit record. If you've ever felt like you're posting more than ever, but your email list isn't growing the way it should, clearly you're not alone. We have a room full of friends and we're all in very, very good company right now. Um, and I was there as well, right? I'm not anymore because if I was still there, what right do I have to teach you? Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not one of those that say, those who can't do teach. I'm one of those that says, I did it, I nailed it, let's go. And I think you know that because if not, you wouldn't be in the room or watching this video. So the truth is, the way that creators were told to grow 2 years ago, forget 3 years ago, right? 2 years ago, even a year ago, it just totally does not feel sustainable anymore. Algorithms change, reach drops, and suddenly you are working harder just to stay visible. So tonight, I want to show you a different way. Like I said, I've been using this strategy for several years now. I taught this to an elite group of my clients. And there's one client in particular who just totally ran with this and made it her thing. And now this is what she does. This is how she grows her email list. So tonight, can we agree? Not louder marketing, not more content, a smarter strategy that helps you grow your email list without living at the mercy of an algorithm. Can it be? So, the goal here tonight isn't more hustle, it's more subscribers and more ownership of your audience. How does that sound? I laughed when I made these slides. If you know me, you know that I hate making slides. Hi, Lynn. And I found this piece of burnt toast. So let me tell you, that's how I felt. Okay. Does anyone feel like that right now? Like I was like, that's me. It's like someone put me on the top shelf in the broiler, kept it on for too long, walked away, forgot I was in there, and you, yes. So here's the deal. If you've been told, just post more, just show up more. Hey, just stay consistent. Eventually, the growth will come. But what's actually happening for a lot of marketers right now is the opposite. I mean it, like I'm just going to call it, it's the opposite. You might be creating more content than ever, but somehow it still feels like you're falling behind. You know how many clients I meet with on a weekly basis, and they're just like, Kim, whew, right? Maybe they're learning from multiple people, which I wish people would stop doing that. Like, if you're going to work with one person, just work with that person until the mission is accomplished, then go buy from everybody else. Just one thing at a time. I think we'd be so much less like just bleh, convoluted. But anyway, that's another mission for another. I'm going to tackle that one another day. But you open your phone and it feels like there's always another trend, another platform update, another thing that you're supposed to be doing. Thank you. Lynn's like, I'll come to that TED Talk. Right? Yes. Don't get me going because once I'm on that soapbox, you're not going to get me off. So instead of feeling exciting, it feels exhausting. And the hard part is when your reach drops or your list isn't growing, it's really easy to like think maybe you're the problem. Raise your hand, maybe just say me or I. If you're like, hey, I'm the problem, it's me, right? Is that Taylor Swift? I'm the problem, it's me. So I need you to hear this tonight. Hey, Teresa. Hola, Boricua. Okay, my girls in the house. I want you to hear this tonight. It's not that you're not working hard enough because you know you are. You can feel it. Hey, Joe, you know you are. It's the strategy that most creators were handed, right? You and I. Problem is that was built around chasing visibility, not building something sustainable. And when your growth depends, is my video in your way? I'm going to shut that off. It's kind of annoying me. There we go. There we go. Much better. As I was saying, when your growth depends on an algorithm, it keeps you in this constant cycle of pressure instead of progress. Okay. Wow. You don't mind it? Okay. I'll come back. It keeps being in my way. I'm like, I'm looking at myself and I want to look at over here. So I want to talk to you about what's actually happening behind the scenes when your growth depends on an algorithm, depends on it. Algorithms are designed to reward activity, right? That's why we feel like we're in a hamster wheel. The last time I posted the statistics on the average lifespan of your post, you had about half a day on Facebook, even less than that on Instagram, and about 5 minutes on TikTok. You have to feed this algorithm as if it's like a hungry monster living in your basement. I don't know. Why would you feed a monster in your basement? Shut up, Kim, and just read the damn slides. Okay. But it's true. Algorithms are designed to reward activity, not depth, not connection, and definitely not long term stability. Okay, do you hear me? The system is rigged against you. Little Shop of Horrors. You know, I've never seen that. So, what I'm telling you is the more that you rely on the algorithms, the more you feel that pressure to feel visible all the time. I'm going to ask you a serious question, right? I know that I've been there. Maybe you set a goal to say, okay, I'm going to post, maybe this was back when we were crazy and willing to be crazy, 3 videos a day. Has anyone ever done that? 3 videos a day. And then you realize how not sustainable that is. So you say, oh, hey, I'm going to dial it back. And if I do at least 1 video a day, then I can be. I think that's Shayna. Did I call you Shanna? I just saw your name. I was like, that's Shayna. I don't know why I said Shanna. Stupid girl. I dropped out of high school, so I can't read. But now you go once a day, right? And you think that, but let me ask you a question. When life really does kick you down, maybe there is a sickness, maybe your day got a little too busy with something, and you didn't get that 1 video posted today. Be honest with me. How does that make you feel? You have guilt? Yeah, defeated. That's a good word, right? You beat yourself up. Exactly. You give up. Why? You're brainwashed to feed this algorithm. That's the pressure I'm talking about to stay visible all the time. You're human. Shame on us for feeling like, dude, I didn't post today. I'm horrible. I'm bad. I shouldn't be in business. What am I thinking? I can't do this. Maybe I should get a job. Oh my gosh. It's like telling you you're not beautiful because you're not a size 4 blonde and blue eyed. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yet here we are constantly thinking, what should I post today? Is this going to reach anyone? I'll tell you right now, if I post anything personal, you guys, most of you just saw me go through a pretty severe medical situation, which thank you, Jesus, right? God downgraded my situation. But you saw me go through this in my first Facebook Live that I came out crying, saying, oh my gosh, I was just told I have to see an oncologist because there's a potential of bone cancer. Do you know that Facebook Live got 10,000 views? It's a Facebook Live. But if I go to post about business, Jesus, or anything of mental health, crickets. But I can share my humping goats all day long, buddy. Let me tell you, those suckers got 72,000 views or something stupid like that. And then you ask yourself, do I need to pivot again? It is rigged. And that creates the underlying anxiety where your growth feels unpredictable because it is. It is. One week your content takes off, the next week it disappears. Wendy, I'm not kidding. I had these goats. They were literally 72 hours old. And I look over and they're just going to town. So what do? What do we do as marketers? I grab my phone and I start recording them and I throw it up. And that thing went viral, viral. But here I am trying to help people build independence, right? Maximize profit and family time at the same time and grow stronger connection to Jesus. And I am gagged. They have a gag order on me because it's not compliant or what, the algorithm wants to share. It's crazy. But here's the thing. Your email isn't about chasing attention. Michelle remembers that post. Email isn't about chasing attention. It's about building a relationship that you own. And when someone joins your email list, they're raising their hand saying, yes, I want to hear from you. And let me tell you, if they unsubscribe quietly, that is, you don't have permission from me to beat yourself up. You are paying your time, your money, your effort to acquire that lead. And you are also paying for your autoresponder, whatever you choose to use for your list. So you're paying for the people to be on your list. If they leave quietly, thank them. Do not ever beat yourself up because you had someone unsubscribe. I used to do that. And I matured and I learned, like, you know what? You're not for me. Thank you for saving me the trouble. Because the more people that are on your email list that are not opening your emails and that don't reply, that actually does act negatively against your open rates, against your deliverability rates. So we want the right people on your email list who are going to open them and who are going to, and you're all here because you opened my email. Thank you. I mean it. But being on my list, you know that I don't just hit you when I have something to sell. I share problems with you. I share Desi, my girl here. She literally messaged me one day. She's like, girl, I open every email you send because it's like a soap opera. I never know what you're going to say. And it's true, right? So they're raising their hand saying, yes, I want to hear from you. And that is a completely different level of connection than a scroll or a like. And here's the shift I want you to hear tonight. Algorithms are rented space. Your email is owned. And when you start focusing on strategies that grow your list, what? Instead of just your reach, your business starts to feel a lot more stable and less exhausting. Oh my gosh, I can already feel the pressure just like gone. It's melting off like chocolate on a hot summer day. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I want to say something that might feel a little controversial, especially in the online space right now. If you've been in my corner for any length of time, I think you know a couple things about me. Number one, I'm a very candid person. I am. I don't sugarcoat. I don't beat around the bush. And number two, I'm a little bit of a rebel. I am. It's okay. I don't care. I don't care. So here's what I'm going to say. Most creators do not need more content. I am Pisces and I love you guys too. That's why I do what I do. Did you hear me? You don't need more content. And I know that sounds strange. A few years now, and your tude is what I love. That's a spicy meatball. Everywhere you look, the message out there is to post more. I do agree with the stay consistent piece, but I also realize that if you're wanting to consistently post, like I said, maybe one video a day, and then something happens, life happens, I know for a fact you're going to beat yourself up. And I know for a fact you're going to go to bed with these horrible beliefs and thoughts about your business, about you, about your progress, about your results. And I know what that does to your subconscious. I know for a fact. And you're not going to wake up the next day feeling like, "Yes, my passion is back. Let's do this." You carried that shit with you for a long time, and it's very hard to shed. So you don't need more. But I do like the consistency muscle. I got dust up here. But that doesn't mean Gestapo. And you've heard like you've got to show up daily. I started telling my Pinterest students, "Hey, less is more." If it's better content, better quality, if it hits and aligns more, the right people are going to show up. And you don't even have to be there daily because the content that you're posting, it's going to keep living on because it's shareable, it's relatable. Does that make sense? So let me ask you a question though. If posting more was truly the answer, wouldn't your email list already be exploding? Come on. What I see happening with so many marketers is you're pouring your energy into creating reels, posts, stories, just constantly trying to stay visible, but very little effort is translating into real audience growth. And Wendy, let's fix that for you. Let's fix that for you. The email list is so important. There's a reason why. There was a point in time you couldn't even walk into a store. You guys remember walking into Yankee Candle? Yeah, I know, like malls and stuff. Wow. But who shopped at Yankee Candle? You couldn't check out at their register without doing what? What'd you have to do at the register? Anybody remember? Give me your email. What's your email? But they were slick, right? They're like, "Oh, hey, what's your email for coupons?" They got you. You got their sales. You got their emails. All the stores are like that. So, visibility and conversion are not the same thing, right? Lynn's like, "Yep, and Marshalls and TJ Maxx and all of them because they know." So, what you really want isn't another content idea. It's not. You want more people raising their hand and stepping into your world. More subscribers who actually want to hear from you. More people who aren't dependent on an algorithm that decides whether they see you or not. When you're on Facebook right now, you're not seeing your friends ever. What are you seeing? Pages that you have no idea how they got in front of you and ads. And every 2 to 3 posts are those ads, right? Ads, ads, ads. When your focus moves from what should I post next to, hey, how do I bring these people into my email ecosystem? Everything starts to feel lighter. I do too, Desi. She's like, "I miss MySpace. It was more friendly." I agree. I actually miss the beginning of Facebook when we used to play Farmville. Everything feels lighter. And that's why I told you my friend who's built a 7-figure-a-year business, she uses social media to be social and to just grow her email list. She will never, ever sell from Facebook. She brings them into the email list because they've raised their hand for it. It's a very different vibe. It's very different psychology from their perspective as well. And then now you can sell from your list. You stop chasing attention and you start building connection. My friend Jean Kuhn, some of you in the room know her. She bought a bankrupt business. Bankrupt. She turned it around. Teresa, was it her first year in business? I think it took her a year. She turned it around to $100,000 business. It was a year. Okay. So within 1 year, she turned it around from bankrupt to $100,000 business. Tell me, what is the one single strategy she used to turn this bankrupt business into the total opposite direction? Email, email. She did it all through her email list. She got the people on her list to know the people who worked for her in the store. The young lady who worked behind the register that was graduating high school, she sent out her picture and said, "Hey, come on in when you're in the store. Congratulate so and so." She built community. She let people in. There's a reason why Desi said to me, "Kim, your freaking emails feel like, what did you call them? A, come on, it's late. My brain's like tired. Uh, Darn, what are those daytime soap opera? Thank you. Like a soap opera, because I let you in to the personal life. It's not just hitting you with business, with transactions. I'm bringing you in so we have rapport. You reply to me, you're like, "Ha, that hit. I can't believe you did that. Oh my gosh, you had sex with a goat. What?" And then I reply back to you and we have rapport. We have dialect. And then people stay because we're building that connection. And so that's where the anti algorithm strategy begins. Okay. And this is where bundle marketing comes in. Yep, the goat, a sick bastard. I want you to hear this in a simple way because sometimes online marketing makes things sound way more complicated than they actually are. I do. And that's why I'm trying to get out of the season of like calling myself a coach. I really, in my heart, believe that the industry, the coaching and the training industry, has overcoached and overtrained us into a position of paralyzation. I do. I know. And it's like, if you're not doing it this way and this way and this way and this way, it's no good. And we sit there at paralysis because we're afraid to take action because it's not the way you said it and you said it. And oh my gosh, Kim said this and Ray said this and Mark Harbert said this. And oh my gosh, stop. What's in alignment with you, with your core values? So, what I'm telling you is bundle marketing is just collaboration, but done very, very strategically. So instead of you, right, you've heard the expression, especially in the network marketing and the MLM space, would you rather earn 100% of your own efforts or 1% of 100 people's efforts? Maybe the proper word was persons, 100 persons or people's. 100% of your own or 1% of 100 people. Which would you rather have? Because right now, you're trying to grow your email list totally by yourself. Where when you look at bundle marketing, it's a group of aligned creators that come together around a theme or an audience, and each person contributes something valuable, right? That might be a free training, a resource, a guide, or a digital product. I mentioned I was in Atlanta this weekend. I'm going to be super, super honest with you. I am an affiliate for a Christian app, and I recently started this bundle marketing with a freebie that I created. It's called the Faith in Action Bundle. It's my own 3 core products that I put into bundles. They just announced while we were in Atlanta, or Tuesday night rather, that they're increasing the amount of products that we get paid commission on. And the first thing I did was I text Julie and I said, "What? My Faith and Action bundle just paid off." I didn't know this was coming, but for the past couple of months, I've been in bundles specifically for faith in Christianity, right? I've been using these bundles to promote my faith-based lead magnets. And now I have a core section of my email list. It's right now, it's about 250 people that are Christians that want faith-based content. Now, I just got the go ahead from a company that I'm an affiliate with to sell something that I didn't have access to before. And I was like foaming at the mouth because I have 250 people that have already raised their hand for the type of content that I can provide so I can help them, I can help me, and I can help the company. All because I had already created these freebies. I was already in these bundles and I already built a lively audience in my email list that I can now go approach without affecting my whole core list, right? Because my whole list, not everyone's Christian, not everyone cares about faith based content. And if I start promoting that to everybody, I'm going to repel those people who did not raise their hand for that kind of content. But holy mackerel, if I hadn't started the bundle marketing when I did, I was like, this is awesome. And that's what the bundles do. So instead of one person trying to reach multiple people, right? We've got multiple creators sharing that visibility at the same time. And that is what creates momentum. You're being introduced to new audiences who are already warm, they're already interested, and they're already aligned with what you do. It doesn't feel pushy because it's not. It doesn't feel spammy because it's not. And it is, and it feels collaborative. Boom. For many marketers, especially right now, bundle marketing has become one of the fastest ways, if not, dare I say, the fastest, without having to speak on a summit or get on a stage. This is the fastest way to grow an email list without posting consistently, without relying on the algorithm to do that work for you. One of the reasons that bundle marketing works so well, it has nothing to do with tech or tactics. It's psychology. When someone sees a bundle, it feels different than that traditional promotion, right? Instead of one person saying, hey, join my thing, it feels like a curated experience where multiple creators are bringing that value together. So, what is it that you do, right? I am in a network marketing company. I have skincare. I have sprays and magnesium and things that I want to share with people. It's a lot harder for me to go out there on social media and talk about, hey, buy my product. But what if I created a lead magnet on 12, 12 12 signs that you're deficient in magnesium that no one's telling you, right? Something like that. And in my lead magnet, it's a checklist. Do you have these? And they're like, oh my gosh, I have these. So now in my email, I'm building them up going, wow, we're taught to think that's a natural feeling, that eye twitches and headaches and muscle cramps are normal. But in reality, 55% of people are deficient in magnesium. I've got this great spray. You said you were having this. So now they're like, oh my gosh, they signed up to find out if they're deficient, and I've got the product to help them. Boom, they shift. Whereas when we're on social, we are dependent on the algorithm to show us to people who don't even care about magnesium. Are you seeing the difference? Janet's like, hey, I'm focused on faith-based travel. Amazing. We can find a bundle where Janet is aligned with the right collaborators who have the right audiences. And when all of those people promote together, the people who want Janet's faith-based travel, they're going to download her thing. And now she's building a curated audience of the exact right, perfect human beings. Mic drop. Bundles feel valuable. So when someone sees that collection of aligned resources, right, or even trainings if you have them, it's whatever you want to gift into the bundle, their brain naturally thinks, wow, I'm getting a lot here. And bundles are that collaborative energy of community instead of competition. And that lowers resistance for both the creator as well as the audience. Bundles feel low pressure, right? People don't feel like they're being sold to aggressively. They feel like they're being invited into something thoughtful. And when people feel safe and supported instead of pushed, they're more likely to opt in. They're more likely to buy the thing that you're offering. They're more likely to convert. And that's why bundles often bring in subscribers who are generally they're interested. They're not just curious, nosy clicks, right? And for us, for marketers, that means you're growing a list of way warmer, more aligned people with what you actually do. So before we go any further, I want to clear up just a few things because whenever people first hear about bundle marketing, there are usually a few concerns that pop up right away. Okay. First, this is not spam. Bundle marketing done well, it is intentional, aligned, and thoughtful. It's not about blasting links everywhere or adding random people to a list. It's not that at all. It's about collaborating with other creators who serve a similar audience and creating something that genuinely helps people. Second, this does not require complicated tech. I know some of you are thinking, okay, but how many platforms do I have to learn? The truth is, most of the heavy lifting is already structured when you're part of the right bundle. You're not building an entire system from scratch. And third, this is not for big influencers. Actually, the opposite. That's how many of us got a decent size email list growing. Julie, who you're going to hear from in just a moment, I trained her on this. She took over with a zero person email list. And in no time, she had over 2,000 people on her list. And she 100% grew this with bundles. And that's why she teaches it now. So if any part of you has been thinking, well, this sounds good, but maybe it's not for someone at my level, I want you to release that right now because bundle marketing works because of alignment, not because of your audience size. All right? Take a minute. Just take a minute and keep this really super real with you. Bundle marketing is powerful, but it's not a shortcut that replaces everything else that you're doing. It's not about disappearing from your content or abandoning your current strategies. What bundles do is they accelerate that momentum. They help you reach new audiences faster, bringing fresh subscribers and just create visibility in a way that doesn't rely on posting consistently. Okay. The real magic happens when bundles are layered into a bigger ecosystem, especially if you are already creating content, if you're building relationships, or if you're using evergreen platforms like Pinterest. Hello. So think of bundles like a catalyst. They don't build your business for you. I mean, they can. They absolutely can. But when you partner with a bundle, the host is going to ask you to market it. So if there's 40 of us in the room right now, all 40 of us, we're all going to go out to our audience and we're going to market this bundle together. Only the right people who want the theme or the topic of that bundle, they're going to opt in. And once they do, they're going to see my freebie and Judy's freebie and Desi's freebie and Janet's and Teresa's. And they're only going to pick and choose the freebies that they need. And that's how you can be sure that these are the right people for your business, for your service. And honestly, I believe in setting realistic expectations. It is one of the most important part of conversations because when you understand what bundles are truly meant to do, you can use them strategically instead of feeling disappointed or overwhelmed. And I told you, I'm a straight shooter. I don't beat around the bush. One of the reasons I wanted to teach this right now, specifically, and here we are, the end of February 2026, is because we're watching a clear shift happen in the creator space. For years, growth was about visibility, more posts, more reels, more reach. But creators were starting to realize something. Visibility doesn't equal stability. Oh my gosh, write that one down. Visibility doesn't equal stability. You can go viral one week and feel invisible the next. That kind of roller coaster, dude, that's exhausting emotionally and mentally. So the smartest creators right now, they're not just asking, how do I get seen? I don't look at my views. I don't care. But that's where email list, that's where collaboration, and that's where bundle marketing fits perfectly. They move you out of that reactive marketing space where you're constantly chasing attention and into that intentional growth where you're building a real audience that stays connected to you no matter what happens to the algorithm. Ask Joe Tetlow. She's in this house. Facebook shut down her group of over 6,000 people, of her ideal people, and they didn't give it back. And she had to go build elsewhere. And thank God she did. She made 25K in her first 5 months on Pinterest. And then she learned how important an email list is. At the time, she didn't have her focus or priority on her email list. So those 6,000 people in that group, she lost total direct connection to them. Imagine, sorry, Joe, to bring up old wounds, but imagine if Joe had those 6,000 people in an email list. How quickly would that have changed, right? This isn't about abandoning social media. If you love it, you can love it, but it's about building a foundation underneath it so that your growth feels grounded instead of fragile. See, Joe said, I've got them now. You bet your butt she does. Yay, Joe. We're all cheering for you. We've all lived your story through the years, and we've just been so supporting you and cheering you on. So I want to pause here for a moment because this is where a lot of creators quietly get stuck. You already know that building an email list matters. Joe was a perfect example. I didn't even plan on talking about her tonight, but I saw her in the chat and I thought, oh, she's going to slap me if I keep bringing that up. But it's a good lesson to all of us. And you've heard it before, and you've maybe even tried a few things. But knowing something is important, and actually knowing how to implement it, those are two very different topics. So, what I hear all the time is, hey, I want to grow my list. I just don't know where to begin without feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you have heard about bundles before. Maybe you've been in a training that I've done talking about bundles before. It's always about timing, right? Maybe it felt confusing the last time you heard it, and now it's starting to make a little more sense. Maybe you're more ready now than before. Maybe you've seen other people doing collaborations. Again, if you've been on my list, you've seen me email about bundles that I'm a collaborator in. So maybe you weren't sure at that point how to get involved. Or maybe you've been trying to piece things together on your own, hoping that eventually it sticks. And if that's you, I do want you to know something. You're not behind. You're just missing a clear roadmap. Because once you understand how to step into collaboration strategically, everything feels more doable, right? That was a hard season for Joe. Ask her. And if it hadn't happened, she wouldn't have learned some extremely valuable lessons, and the email list being probably the most important one. And that I can assure you will never happen to her again. She will never be left vulnerable. So that's where the conversation starts to get deeper, right here. Everything we talked about tonight is really about the shift away from feeling like you have to grow alone, the shift away from chasing algorithms, and the shift toward building an email list in a way that feels lighter and certainly more intentional. But here's the truth. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Understanding the idea of bundle marketing is one thing, but actually knowing how to step into it with confidence, that's another. And I didn't want tonight just to be about inspiration. Ooh, we feel good. Let's go to bed, right? No, I want you to walk away knowing there is a clear path forward, but only if this resonates with you. And that's why I invited my friend Julie. Let me find her real quick. Julie, I hope you're decent because I'm bringing you out. Okay. She doesn't just talk bundles, she teaches the practical step by step process behind how affiliate marketers, how digital marketers, whatever your business is. Desi is here. She's a home baker, right? There is truly something here for everyone. And you can use this strategy without feeling overwhelmed or lost in the details. So, Julie, I'm going to just kind of bring you in here and let you share more about kind of what you've created and
Mhm.
how this course, how this can support everyone here tonight.
Well, I have to tell you, just honestly, listening to you talk about bundles has got me fired up.
I love it.
You know me, I nerd out about this kind of stuff. So I was one of those people that really stuck my head in the sand when it came to email marketing. I didn't want any part of it. And I went kicking and screaming like a toddler when Kim's dragging me along saying, you need to do this. And that's when Kim introduced me to bundles. And I jumped in my first one and I had really good success, but I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And through that process of joining bundles monthly, I felt like I got pretty well at it, and my email list was growing really well. In fact, as you mentioned, Kim, earlier, in the first 2 months of doing it, I grew my list to over 400 people with one lead magnet about mom guilt. And as I started doing this, I jumped in and started hosting bundles. And I was inviting my friends saying, you guys need to jump in on this and join my bundle. And I quickly saw this deer in the headlight look. They're like, this sounds awesome, but I don't even know where to start. And I got so many questions. So I thought, you know what? I really need to just bridge this gap so I can help people get from point A to point B quicker without the overwhelm. With me, I sick and tired of the social media algorithm. I tried building that way and quickly found out it was not sustainable. So I jumped in and created the course, and it's all about, creating these offers to get you from point A like to point B, like I said, much quicker without feeling like you're spinning on that social media hamster wheel.
I love it. I love it. This truly is just set so many people free. And, earlier on, I said, I'm not the person to say, like, those who don't do teach, right? I'm the person to go do it, figure out the results, figure out a way to do it, and then teach it. And you have done just that. You rolled up your sleeves, you went in there, you got super messy. Like you said, like, hey, I kind of did some things wrong. If it weren't for doing things wrong, you wouldn't know how to make it right. And you took that time and you took that space to kind of fine tune, hone in on what's working, what's not working. That
Mm.
way we can come together in an environment like this and say, let's help you really close that gap and have those results so much faster. I mean, in your first month in a bundle, I can guarantee it, I can bet my life on it that if Julie took that lead magnet out to social media, there is no way you would have had 400 and something leads. We just,
No,
that's the part of building by ourselves versus building together. And I mean, now you have multiple thousands of people on your list with great open rates. You're making money on your webinar. It's just amazing to see. And at a point where at the beginning, before that, you were ready to give up. It's like,
yeah.
Joe, yes, I lost 6,000 people when boom, right? Take from the lessons of people who've gone before you and learn. So I know you've got kind of like a framework for
Mhm.
the course. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I use what I call the 4C boss framework, and this the 4 C's. And so in module one, we talk about clarity, and that's where we're going to get really clear on who your ideal audience is. Exactly, get very clear on what your offer is and what makes a very powerful contribution. And then the second C is collaboration, and that's where we're going to start to identify the right bundles for you to get into and to help you show up confident. And I kind of use this example when you think of a bundle and collaboration. Here's your bundle, and like Kim talked about, you've got 40 people in the room that everybody's promoting it, but you have to realize that each of these contributors, this person may have 500 on their email list, and this person may have 2,500. So when you think about this 40 people that are in this collaboration, you have the opportunity of getting your free lead magnet in front of thousands of people. And they're not just cold leads. When you get into aligned bundles, these are warm people coming into your email list. So the conversion rate of turning them into loyal buyers will happen much quicker than bringing a cold lead into your funnel and trying to warm them up before you can make that sale or, give them the opportunity. And then in module 3, we talk about capture, which is really, setting up your functioning funnel, your landing page, your email sequence, your welcome message. Um, and then we take you into module 4, which is convert, and how to turn those warm subscribers into warm leads and more loyal buyers as you have something that you want to, we get really aligned and we teach you how to take your final offer and reverse engineer it and how to create the offer that you put in the bundle. And then the bonus module is confidence, because we want to let go of that scarcity mindset. Starting something new can be scary, but we don't want to stay in that scary mindset. And once you get a few bundles under your belt, you're going to have so much confidence, and you're going to know how to find the right bundles. And you can literally take the same lead magnet and just use it over and over and over again in bundles. And it doesn't have to be, oh, I have to go create something. No, you don't. You just need to find the right bundle to put your offer in. And that's what I love about it, is that you can absolutely make this evergreen offer just continue to work for you over and over and over again. And that's what I did with my first one, on how to monetize Pinterest. And I've got, I think, 1,000 people, close to 1,000 people, just with that one lead magnet.
Unbelievable. And I've done the same,
Yeah.
I'm always kind of like next level thinking. So for those of you who are like, okay, this is new. Maybe like Wendy said, I don't have an email list yet. That's okay. You are in the right room. And Michelle, we are absolutely going to get your questions answered. I promise you. So because I'm always like 2 steps ahead, for those of you who are a little more savvy and a little more like, okay, if we had, let's just hypothetically say, Julie generated 440 people from that first bundle, that first, the contributor piece that you had. We know somewhere between 10 to 30% of people will buy an upsell if you have it on your freebie. So let's hypothetically say Julie had 30% of people come in and buy that $7 upsell. Well, at 440 people that came into a free lead magnet, 30% of that is 132 people. If those 132 people bought a little $7 upsell, Julie brought in $924 before those people even hit her email list. And this is kind of like where we're taking you. So I want you to see how valuable not only the list building part is, the community building part, the anti-algorithm part, but also what is like the next step? What's that next layer when you're ready? But I want to ask you guys, have you gotten value so far? Julie, thank you. I mean, don't go anywhere because we got to answer some questions. But seriously, I love how clearly you break this down, because for many creators, the hardest part is not desire, right? It's knowing where to start. And I want you all, thank you for all the yeses, like, yes, absolutely, yes. I want everyone to hear this and remember this. Tonight wasn't about doing more. It is about growing smarter. You do not have to chase the algorithm forever. You can build an email list through collaboration. And now that you've seen what that actually can look like, and if you're still sitting here thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but I need to think about it, that's completely normal. That is completely normal. You're not behind. You're just learning a new way to grow, and that takes a minute to land. All right. I am going to post a link here for those of you who are like, I've seen the value. I am ready to move forward. I want to invite you into Julie's course, Bundle Like a Boss. Right now, it's only $67 investment. I am an affiliate for Julie, so I am going to make a little commission if you step in with us. But once they do step in, I know you've got a school community for all of your students, and I know you meet with them to help them, so can you just talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So right now, like Kim said, it's a small investment right now of $67, but that is for life, and you're going to get all of the updates to the course. So we have the school community where you can really come in and engage with other people that are on the same journey as you. You can pop your lead magnet in there, and I'll look at it and kind of give you some tips and tricks and some, ideas of how maybe we could improve, maybe getting your lead magnet to convert better, or maybe we want to find out how to convert your sales page better. We do a very deep dive. And so that's the school community. And then once you get into the course, it's a self-paced course. It's self-study. You can take it at your own pace. Currently, like I said, we are in beta testing. We're building this course together. And we currently, like I said, there are 4 modules plus the bonus module. And then by next week, I'll have the rest of module 3 and probably module 4 in there for you. So I really want to build this course with people along the way, along the journey, because I want to make it what works for you. And that's, I absolutely love, when you were talking, Kim, I absolutely got goosebumps because I nerd out about this stuff and seeing other people succeed. I know all of the mistakes I made along the way and the things I did wrong. And then when I had people ghost me or I had people unsubscribe, I'd freak out. But that's normal because you don't want those people on your list if they're just going to come in and ghost you and unsubscribe because as
For
you'll
sure.
find out as your list grows, they just cost you money. So um, that's my biggest dream is to help people stop chasing the algorithm if you don't want to chase it. I want you to be able to step off of that hamster wheel because I've been on it, was sick of it. I fell flat on my face. I found out very quickly that it was not sustainable for the lifestyle I was building. And as you've heard me say many times, social media was sucking the life out of me when I was trying to build a lifestyle where I could get more present with my family because all of my kids, I'm an empty nester now, and now I go and meet them where they're at rather than waiting for them to come home for the holidays or on
Not
week.
just her kids, people. She meets me where I'm at too.
Exactly. Yes, yes, for sure. So, if this is for you, great. I would love to have you. And if it's not time, that's okay too, because it has to feel aligned with where you're at in your current journey. And so, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We would be happy to answer those for you. And I saw one back up here.
I got hers up. So I'm just going to say, guys, let's open this up for questions because this is where things get very valuable. So if I want you to drop your question in the chat about bundle marketing, about growing your email list, or even about that shift away from algorithm dependent growth. And it was Michelle. She said, when you say bundle, are you meaning the collab itself or a bundle of offers? It's her first time here.
Well, it's kind of both. So the bundle is a collaboration of everybody that contributes to the bundle. So say, for example, I hosted a bundle called Mom's Holiday Survival Kit, and it was a collaboration of people who contributed things like um, fast and easy meals to get you through the holidays. Anything that could help mom keep her sanity during the holidays. So it was very aligned. And then so that bundle is the collaboration. But then when people put their offers in, it is a list of offers from all of these contributors. So does that make sense? Does that kind of answer your question? It was kind of yes, it was kind of yes to both parts of your question.
I love that. So, Michelle, let us know for sure. Welcome, Judy. Judy joined Bundle Like a Boss
Aw,
tonight. So, welcome in.
welcome, Judy.
Jackie says, I'm now ready for more. Rudy, who's in the course, said, come join us. Carla, who's in the course, said, this was the best investment for my business ever. Honey, you better watch out because I am your business coach. So, watch what you say. she, she goes, my email list grows between 30 and 100 people every month as I find new bundles to jump into.
Mhm.
Lynn is asking, how to get the email list going? Do you need a lead magnet?
So yes, so bundle contributions, you typically take a paid product and you offer it for free for a specific amount of time. And that time frame is, dependent on the host. Sometimes it may be for 5 days, sometimes it may be 2 weeks. I was recently in one for 21 days and I had got over 300 leads just in that 21 days. So you start with the free lead magnet and then you submit it to the bundle. And then that's how you grow your lead email list. So when somebody comes to the bundle and they see your offer link and they think, ooh, I would really like that. It takes them over to your landing page and then they sign up on your landing page, and that's how you collect those email subscribers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this is one question I've had. If you're coming in as a newbie and they think, what if I don't have an email list to promote? It may be something as simple as posting about it on your most used social media channel. And then honestly, once you are in a one or two bundles, you're going to have people on your email list, and then you can just start promoting to them as well. And it's going to be host dependent. They may have you do one solo email that promotes the bundle and one social media post, but it's really dependent upon the host.
Um, so Desi, and actually you guys have great questions tonight. So a couple of people are asking, do you help us figure out how to create a bundle with others in the niche I'm in, or do we join you with a bundle?
Well, that can be done both ways because I do host bundles. I was going to do one in February and life got away from me. So I show you there's a Facebook group that I typically go to that has hundreds and hundreds of bundles that are themed and niche specific. So we help you kind of take what you already do, Desi. So say you are doing something on your baking, and I want you to look at the end product of where you want these people to end up buying. And then we're going to reverse engineer it and create a lead magnet for you to use within the bundle. So then when they're going to come into your bundle, they're going to grab your freebie, and then you're going to, maybe have a 2 to 3 email sequence, and then you can, do that offer for your upsell. Like I said, Kim said you can also do a very small upsell on your thank you page as well. So I really help you do both. I help you create that free lead magnet, but I also help you find the right bundle to submit to.
So Lynn Yui, that should answer your question too, that she does teach how to create a lead magnet. And we've got um, actually a lot of people who come into your course and they're in your school and they're like, all right, help me.
Right.
Teresa's asking, do I need a customer management service? So I'm not sure, Teresa, if she's talking like a CRM.
Right. So yes, you do need some sort of, there's a lot of email service providers out there that are free for up to so many subscribers. So yes, you do need what we call a CRM, a customer relations management system. That can be Aweber, that can be MailChimp, that can be whatever you choose to use. And a lot of these will let you build a simple landing page for you to collect those new subscribers as they come in and opt in for your offer.
For
And we
sure.
talk about all that inside the course. We can and go through and talk about how to get that set up and how to get it working for you.
So Michelle, she had asked, do we go out and find the people to collaborate with? I hope you got the answer to that, but um, Julie does help you find the bundle and actually shares a resource inside of her course for you to find so many bundles. And I will say, for all of us who are in the course, we get to know each other very well. Like I know Rudy, I know Carla, I know Desi, I know what their businesses are, they know what mine is. So as we're all kind of in the community together, if we see a bundle that would help another student, we're all constantly sharing and tagging, saying, hey, check this bundle out. So Julie's helping you, and the students help each other too.
Yeah.
Wow. And that brings us to the top of the hour. We couldn't have planned that any better.
Right.
Okay. Before we go, any other questions? You guys have asked a lot of wonderful questions. And I just want to say, I'm really proud of you showing up tonight because choosing ownership over hustle, it is a powerful decision. Whether you step into Julie's program now or later, I'm convinced it'll be one or the other. I hope you walk away just knowing that there is a smarter way to grow. And if what Julie shared tonight feels aligned with you, I'm going to drop that link one more time, and then you can explore that Bundle Like a Boss course, at your own pace. I have to go up and copy it again. Hold on. Congratulations, Teresa, for stepping
Aw,
in.
love having you.
Come on, Kim, get it together. My fingers. Copy. Okay. Here's the link one more time. There we go. I'm going to stop the recording and give you guys just